I don't believe it. I don't believe it, and y'all shouldn't believe it either. We're going to talk about it. Get your coffee cups. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I first want to give a huge shout out to my old faithfuls. Thank you so much for all of your support over the years. I also want to give a huge shout out to the newbies. Welcome to the channel. I also want to give a huge shout out to my channel members. Thank you so much for the additional support that you provide to me and my channel every month. If you've come across this video and are not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and click that subscribe button. I'd be happy to have you. I don't believe Tucker Carlson, not one bit. I believe Tucker Carlson has an end game. A lot of people are saying that Tucker Carlson is planning to run for president in 2028. And so him strongly coming out against Donald Trump by way of the United States support for Israel, by way of the Iran war, it helps to get eyes onto him. It helps to separate him from his Fox News chapter. It helps to separate him from Donald Trump and MAGA, sort of. If you haven't seen the video, Tucker Carlson came out in, there was a video that was posted yesterday that went viral from a show that Tucker Carlson was doing with one of Donald Trump's former policy advisors, speechwriters, something like that. But in that video, he firmly apologizes and acknowledges his role in how we got to this Donald Trump presidency.
You and I and everyone else who supported him, you wrote speeches for him, I campaigned for him. I mean, we're implicated in this for sure. Yes. It's not enough to say, well, I changed my mind, or like, oh, this is bad, I'm out. It's like, in very small ways, but in real ways, you and me and millions of people like us are the reason this is happening right now. Yes. So I do think it's like a moment to wrestle with our own consciences. We'll be tormented by it for a long time. I will be. And I want to say I'm sorry for misleading people, and it was not intentional. That's all I'll say. But anyway, but the question does present itself immediately, like, what is this? Was this always the plan? You don't want to be a conspiracy nut, but like, clearly there were signs of low character. We knew that. Yes. But it didn't, there are tons of people of low character who like outperform their character. It doesn't have to be
sort of the norm, actually, these days.
Right.
Would say.
I've outperformed my character a lot. I don't have especially high character, right? But you try your best. But what was this? Was this always the plan?
Looking back after the last year and a half, it seems like it kind of was, and it's easy. Well, you could get really deep about it and say, what was Butler? Like, how was it that and Ryan Ruth, I mean, he was subject to 2 legitimate assassination attempts. Have we ever gotten to the bottom? I know you've talked a lot about this, but have we ever gotten to the bottom?
And I talked a lot about it. I don't know the answer, but I know that those investigations have been stymied. Fact.
Yeah, stymied from the very top, from people who actually would have the power to get to the bottom of it.
And the motive.
Yes,
yeah,
very much. So, the enormous amount of money he got from Miriam Adelson now seems suspect to a lot of people at the time, but there's a lot of money in politics. To run for president requires an enormous. I mean, Kathleen Camel-Toe went through $2 billion in 4 months. So, sure, there's an argument to be made that you get money from those who will give it to you. It's just the nature of that game, but it's still reprehensible, and it's still a big question mark. Why would someone who has obvious and demonstrated allegiance to a foreign power give Donald Trump $250 million while he's running for president? I mean, how is that defensible? It's really not. If Russia had given a PAC for Trump, if the mayor of Moscow had somehow assembled an enormous amount of money and put it in a 501c3 for Trump's benefit, would that have been acceptable? Of course it wouldn't have been. So what does it's so basic, comes back to the money. Like, what did they get in return for that amount of investment? And it's clear.
I get it. No, I mean, of course, I agree with every word that you're saying. I just think, given his behavior and his demonstrated disloyalty and viciousness to previous supporters,
Yes.
why wouldn't he display the same lack of loyalty to Miriam Adelson? I mean, that's kind of the question. The only people he's been loyal to are the neocons and his donors.
Did you hear what that man said? That man said cackling camel toe raised $2 billion. He's talking about Kamala Harris. You see, they cannot discuss the problems that they have with the person that they put into the White House without reaching back and disrespecting and denigrating the black woman who did not win. Okay? They got to keep the base fed. But I don't believe Tucker Carlson, because Tucker Carlson has always known who Donald Trump is. I want to remind you, when the lawsuit was happening between Dominion and Fox News, a whole bunch of text messages came out, and Tucker Carlson was putting out text messages to someone at Fox News talking trash about Donald Trump. Tucker Carlson has always known who Donald Trump is. They're sitting there trying to bang their heads to find out what's the relationship between Miriam Adelson and Donald Trump, talking about his disloyalty. What are you talking about? Miriam Adelson gave him $250 million. She's getting what she paid for. Yeah, Donald Trump signed on for a war with Israel. Donald Trump is clearing out Gaza, moving out Palestinians, and is going to hand Gaza over to Israel. She's getting what she paid for. All of those settlements, she's getting what she paid for. Them at war with Lebanon is Donald. Y'all don't hear much about what's going on between Israel and Lebanon because the focus is on the United States and Iran. But yeah, Donald Trump not intervening in what's going on in Lebanon and Yemen, that's what Miriam Adelson paid for. Moving the embassy, that's what Miriam Adelson paid for. And just a reminder, Miriam Adelson is also a donor to James Tallarico. Anywho, yeah, I found the text messages that Tucker Carlson was saying, and what he was saying in those text messages about Donald Trump. Let's read them, shall we? These text messages were found as a part of that discovery process. The same discovery process that is going to come about now that Kash Patel has done a lawsuit against The Atlantic because they exposed his drunken ass. But let's read these text messages. These were put out there in 2021. Tucker says, we are very, very close to being able to ignore Trump most nights. I truly can't wait. I want nothing more. It does feel very close. I imagine things will get nice around mid-February. I hate him passionately. I blew up at Peter Navarro today in frustration. I actually like Peter, but I can't take much more of this. And then whoever he's texting, they're protecting that person's identity. But that person responded and said, but he might never leave. Would be hard to ignore if Manhattan DA or New York AG announces charges on January 21st. It's ridiculous that people are continuing this charade. Was he pushing the idea that Pence can solve everything? Tucker responds and says, he was pushing voting fraud stuff. I have no doubt there was fraud, but at this point, Trump and Lynn and Powell have so discredited their own case and the rest of us to some extent that it is infuriating, absolutely enrages me. So again, this apology that Tucker Carlson is putting out there, it's tomfoolery. It's malarkey. Shout out to Joe Biden. Tucker Carlson has always disliked Donald Trump, and these text messages prove it. He's always known who and what Donald Trump is. So this little video, this apology, and acknowledging his role in all of this, yeah, okay. But what is the end goal for Tucker Carlson? Because, yeah, he's always known who Donald Trump is. Y'all let me know your thoughts about what Tucker Carlson's end goal is. A lot of people are out there talking about, oh, I can respect Tucker Carlson because this is genuine. This is heartfelt. They are truly believing that Tucker Carlson, the one who used his platform over on Fox to push racism and the great replacement theory, they truly believe that Tucker Carlson is apologetic for his role in all of this. No, Tucker Carlson is seeing the writing on the wall, and he's making moves for whatever he's going to do next. And the word on the curb is that Tucker Carlson has plans to run for president in 2028. Anywho, y'all, don't be no fool, especially a fool for Tucker Carlson. Before I head out, I want to thank some people who sent me some love over on the Cash App and on Venmo. Over on Venmo, Lisa E., thank you so much for sending me a donation. I really appreciate it. Over on the Cash App, I want to thank Riley L., and I want to thank Thomas S. Thomas, I got your message. And once I find a legitimate fundraising campaign for the families out in Shreveport, I will send on your donation. Okay. Sarah H. and Vernell S., thank you all for sending me some love over on the Cash App. I really appreciate it. All right. That's all I got for this video. I'll see y'all later.